We're off on a new trip, headed to the Gila National Forest in western New Mexico. We're just headed to a simple, free campground in the forest, founded on overlander. Got the Boz here with me, and we're looking forward to a nice trip. The weather looks like it'll be really nice. Here's Boz, already fast asleep. Once he knows he's headed for a trip, that's all he needs. Oh, there's a speed check ahead. Good thing I'm not speeding. Anyway, he's definitely in his favorite place right now. He knows we're going on a trip, and he's got his blankie. He's in heaven. Starting to green up a little bit here. Definitely not a lot of traffic on this road. We're about 2 hours from our campground. Gorgeous place. I'm just pulling off the road here to let Bosley have a little walk. There's all sorts of little paths through the forest here.
Proceed to the route.
Sorry, the map doesn't like what I'm doing. Well, let's walk down this little path here and just see what we got. There's a nice little stream. Gosh, this would be a nice camping spot, except I really need to go about another 2 hours to make it done, keep some sort of schedule. Oh, isn't this pretty? Look at this. People come down here, and actually, I guess they drive right across this, and the path continues. I do see some evidence of car tracks. Gosh, look at how beautiful this is. I guess Bozzy's thirsty. And I guess the water tastes good to him. Usually he doesn't drink water. Like, for example, in Kansas, it's kind of a little muddy. This is crystal clear water. Interesting. Absolutely beautiful place. Well, let's hit the road again. Come on, Bozzy. Let's go. Ooh, we're entering New Mexico. We're getting close. Just climbing and climbing and climbing. Lots of snow up here now. Boz is thinking, are we going to get there soon? He's been a good boy today, but he'd really love to be there. So we're getting real close here now. We're looking for Forest Road 854. It might also have a name. Gotta be coming right up.
Turn right onto Forest Service Road 854.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and that Arjio Springs is where we're going. Oh, definitely looking good. Looking good. Now, it's apparently about 4 miles back on
3
this.
miles, prepare to park your car. You will need to walk to your destination from there.
I'm not sure what the heck that is. Roadie, it must be somebody's home? Which I don't understand because I thought we were on... I thought the whole road was on National Forest property, but maybe we're not. Maybe it's only the right side of the road. I did see a sign on the right side, but maybe it's not on the left. This is looking just great. We've gone back a couple of miles, got a couple more to go, I think, but it's looking great. The trip reports I'd read said this road was terrible, but this road seems fine to me. Maybe it's been graded since then or something. Okay, we are here. Let's see. I think this is nice. We're back in the middle of nowhere. The road coming in was horrible. The last bit I didn't film it because I was so busy concentrating on navigating the mud. This looks like a nice spot though, right next to this little stream. And we'll put it right next to this picnic table. So let's have a look. Nice. You know, I think the place I'm at, well, it doesn't have a fire ring like the other sites do. Maybe this is just for picnics, or maybe the fire ring's just gone. Anyway, I'm going to walk down. There's a sign down the road. I'm going to go take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. I'm getting careful of the snow here. Just wearing Crocs. This doesn't really say anything about the campground itself, except you can only stay here 14-day limit. And most of it's about rabies. Huh. And then there's an outhouse. Looks like I'll have it all to myself. There's nobody else here. Well, I think I'm going to stay where I am because I didn't bring any firewood. And this being a campground, there's not a lot of opportunities around to collect wood. So I think if I have a fire tonight, it would just be in my little firebox stove. But I think probably it's chilly and windy enough that we're going to want to go into the truck and hunker down. We'll see. So I've moved stuff out of the back of the truck there. So now all there is my bed with blankets on it and Bozzy's bed. He's had his dinner and now he's having his after dinner chewy. So he's happy. Oh, he's on his heated blanket there. And I moved most of that stuff over to there. And of course I got to fold some stuff up, and most of that actually goes back in the back of the truck for the night. Or sorry, the rear seat of the truck and the front seats. So that's a little cleanup job I got to do. But I was trying to get a bed for Boz because he was shivering, poor guy. When I got here, there was fairly bright sun. So I immediately set up a solar panel to charge one of my battery banks. And then I set up this solar panel here to harvest whatever I could. It runs to this battery bank that's powering the heated blanket. And so what I'm doing is I'm harvesting only 7 watts there from the solar panel. So because it's just got all cloudy. But I figure, well, 7 watts is 7 watts, so I'm recharging my lantern and using part of it to recharge this battery, because we're using the battery at 49 watts to do Bozzy's heated blanket. Well, I was gonna go exploring up the road, and then I beat a hasty retreat. Look at these, I'm sinking way down in, and all I'm wearing is Crocs. Look at them. Uh-oh. Gonna have to wash my feet, I think. Sorry, Boz, we're not gonna go exploring. Well, at least not that way down the road. Here, let's head back to the site. Well, just hanging out. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Put most of the stuff away inside the truck. Bosley's chilling inside the truck, or shall I say warming. And I'm just hanging out. There's, sorry, this is pretty remote. I'm the only one here. There's nobody around. I don't know for sure where the nearest residence is. It's probably the driveway that I passed on the way in, about 4 miles away. There's no cell service. So it's going to be a pretty chill evening. Just going to hang out and make some dinner and probably read a book. Anyway, it's nice here. It's you can see I'm just wearing, even though there's snow all over the ground, I think you can see some right over my shoulder there. Yeah. Even though there's snow, the temperature is okay. It's probably in the high 50s. All I'm wearing is a sweatshirt and a t-shirt, and as long as the wind stays down, it's great. The wind occasionally picks up. I wish it were sunnier, because it's always fun to harvest some electricity, but yeah, I'm getting some, so I can't complain. I don't see how you could complain being here. It's just incredible. I'll flip the camera and I'll show you the view from where I'm sitting. So there's the back of the truck there. And then I just have this view of this nice woods. Just kind of, I guess, would this be technically meadows? I guess there's some meadows interspersed with trees. We're at a pretty high altitude right now. We're at about, I think we're about 6,500 feet. And it feels like it. Anyway, perfect afternoon. Time to make some dinner. So, a couple details about what I'm making. The ramen that I'm making tonight is laksalamian, which, if you haven't had it and you like ramen and you're willing to spend the money, this is what you should make. It's several dollars per serving, but it's absolutely, I mean, you'd think you're eating ramen in a restaurant. It's air-dried noodles, a wonderful shrimp paste with all kinds of spices and just wonderful stuff. It's made in Singapore. It's really incredible. It's it's just fantastic. In a coconut milk sauce, really great. And then I'll show you what I'm adding to it. The ramen that I'm making tonight is laksa lamian, which if you haven't had it and you like ramen and you're willing to spend the money, this is what you should make. It's several dollars per serving, but it's absolutely, I mean, you'd think you're eating ramen in a restaurant. It's air-dried noodles, a wonderful shrimp paste with all kinds of spices and just wonderful stuff. It's made in Singapore. It's really incredible. It's just fantastic. In a coconut milk sauce, really great. And then I'll show you what I'm adding to it. If you like ramen, you really need to try Ramen Bay dried ramen toppings. So this is, I don't think you can see it that well through the darn label, but this is cabbage, bean curd, carrot, shiitake mushroom, corn, fish cakes, shrimp, imitation crab, and squid and green onion. It's absolutely incredibly good. One of these bags here is 20 servings, so it's about a third of a cup per ramen serving. I'll show it to you before I put it in. It rehydrates along with the rest of the ramen, and it's absolutely fantastic. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay, almost to a boil. So I have the simmer plate on there, so it takes a little longer to come to a boil, but it'll simmer the noodles far better. Okay, so it looks like our water's boiling. So what we're gonna do is we've got our noodle cake. So once again, these obviously look very different than regular ramen noodles. These are air dried. They taste much firmer and fresher. They're really wonderful. So won't throw in any broken noodles. So we've got two things to add then. The first is this, the laksa premix. Not too easy to open. There we go. So this is coconut milk, and I always use all of it. Powdered coconut milk. So I'm gonna just stir that in. Flip over the noodles, I guess. Get that worked in. Chopsticks work well for cooking as well as for eating. These are Snow Peak, these are Keith titanium chopsticks. They're wonderful. So the next thing we add is the laksa paste. And so this is very spicy, mostly chilies, some shrimp paste, ginger, other seasonings. It's very spicy. I only add half of the packet approximately, and that is totally plenty for me. This is not for the faint of heart. It gives it this wonderful reddish pink color. I'll mix that in. And then finally, we're going to add our dried ramen mix. So I want you to see this. It's really interesting. I hope that it focuses on that. It's got all kinds of just wonderful stuff in there. You add it last and I'm adding about a third of a cup, You add it last because it's actually designed to be rehydrated in the length of time that a regular ramen packet rehydrates. The catch is that these air-dried noodles take about an extra 2 minutes to cook properly. So I always add the ramen toppings last because I want them to have a little bit of bite. I don't want them to be mushy or anything like that. Okay, our next step is to add the simmer plate. The simmer ring for the cooker, just to reduce the heat. So what we do is we just take off the pot here. We take a second and we take off the simmer plate carefully. This is the simmer ring, and it basically just allows you to reduce the heat, by some percentage. I'm reducing it by about 50%. I put the plate back on, then I put the pot back on, then I put the lid back on. Now, by the way, I don't know if you can see this, but it's still going to boil. It's just that it's significantly reducing the total heat. Let's take a look. See how it's doing. Oh, it's looking just great. Let's just distribute the veggies and the shrimp roll. It's looking great. I always make it with a little less, not always. I'm making it tonight with a little less water, about a third of a cup less, so I don't have a ton of broth. But sometimes I make it with the whole broth. It depends on the mood I'm in. So let's see if the noodles are done. Oh, they're perfect. Excellent. Let's stop the cooking, move it off the fire. We have to, of course, extinguish our burner, lift off this simmer plate. So the simmer ring there, we can just close it and the fire will extinguish. It's kind of nice. All right, ready to eat. So here we've got these beautiful noodles, even these pretty little shrimp rolls here. Aren't those cute? You never see them in a ramen, that's for sure. And so there's a little bit of broth in here, of course, but this is going to be an absolutely delicious, delicious dinner. I can't tell you how good this sort of high-end ramen is. These are, I think, they're about $3 or $4 a package. So they're completely different than the ones you see in the store, but the coconut milk, the shrimp paste, the chilies, which are, they're not dried, they're in a chili paste, just incredible. And then of course, once you add all of the extra ramen vegetables, it has these right here. Let me see if I can get it from around these cabbage noodles and all, I read you the ingredients earlier. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Just fantastic. It's going to be a good dinner. Here we are in the truck. It's nice. Bozzy's all warm under his 2 blankets and on top of a heated blanket. I'm under a sheet, 2 wool blankets, and my down quilt. And so I'm completely toasty. It's strange here. I mean, I always think it's weird when I go to a site that, you know, there's nobody around for miles. There's no wind, and it's totally silent. Totally silent. So it's just really nice. It feels just, it's not just silent, it's just still. It's too early in the year for any sounds of insects. So there's no insects at all. It's too dark for birds, and there's no wind. So that's it. And it's just really nice. So this is my last night in New Mexico. Tomorrow I'll head out and probably head to Texas. But I'm really enjoying this. Now tomorrow morning, who knows? I might not enjoy it because I still have to get out of this campsite, and getting in was hard. I didn't realize it was going to be hard, so I didn't film it. But the road is very muddy. So tomorrow on the way out, I'll probably take some footage, and who knows? Maybe it'll be easy. Don't know. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Take care. All right. Packed up the truck in the morning, and we're ready to see if we can get out of here on this mud road. We'll let you know what happens. So the farther we get down this road, the better off we are. Less distance to have to walk for help. It's gonna be fine. Okay, here's our first obstacle. Gotta get through this. Look at those elk prints. Man, all right. Well, we can definitely make it down to that patch in the center of the screen, because this is downhill. Okay, made it through there without much difficulty, as I thought. So this one looks to me like the right thing to do is to swing wide left. I'm almost tempted just to go up onto this, but I actually don't know how spongy it is. The ground is just very, very saturated. All right, I can make it to that far corner there. It's slightly uphill the second half, but it should be fine. Yeah, made it through that part, no problem. The saving grace looks like it's all downhill, which helps a lot. Here's the last bad patch. I'm gonna get out and take a look. Hooray, we made it. That was the worst of it. There's a couple spots up ahead, but I'm not worried about them. I stuck the camera outside so I'd see just how badly offline I went. So I'll get to see that footage later. So now the next problem is I have no cell service. So I have no maps on my phone. You know, I can't chart a course back. I haven't had cell service for hours, and I don't know how much longer I won't have it. So when I hit the main road, the paved road, I'll go east, but I do have an atlas. So when I get to the main road, I'm going to kind of look at the atlas and see if it helps me. But it's one of those ones where there's a state on every page. So I don't know how much detail it would have for this kind of thing. But anyway, we're through the bad part, and we got a nice early start, so we're in good shape. Okay, so now I've hit the main road, and the question is which way to go. So let's consult this. So we are in here on Route 32. 32 is this little spur that goes up here. So as long as, I'm going to use my compass on my phone, but as long as going that way is north, it will take us to 60, and then I'll start heading over. Perfect. There's the boss man poking his little face out. This is what he loves. Just driving under his blankie.